Hello everybody and welcome to Bristol and the dirt race of this season's Oakhouse Racing Truck Series. Here with 4 rounds to go, we have got a very varied schedule to end our season and indeed decide a championship which is still changing. Points leader week after week after week. Myself, Ian O'Leary and Dean Biggles taking you through commentary here tonight. This is how we stand. 25 points. Howard Peoples is in front of Logan Gill now after last week's race at Gateway. Jason McCook is in third place, not too far behind. Kevin Narrett, the last driver, within 100 points of Howard Peoples at the moment. Jackson Albright is 103 behind, with Jed Mulligan and Jason Trocchi only 2 points separated at the moment. Wesley Beasley, Brian Keezer, Brad Compton round out the field on your screen there. Compton is in 10th place in the points at the moment, and quite a few points away indeed, 230 away from Howard Peoples at this stage in the season. There's not long to go, Biggles. Only 4 rounds to go, including this one, and it's a voyage of discovery tonight for not only us, but I'd imagine some of the drivers as well, as they go on to the dirt here from Bristol.
Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome you, and of course, back to this is my first dirt race producing and commentating ever, and all the I think of about 3-4 years now of producing an iRacing series and races, and that will be interesting, mate. Seen them, of course, in real life, but never actually had to call it. So I have to lean on you a lot on that one there, Ewan.
Well, I'm going to be scrabbling for the right terminology, to be honest with you, around here on the dirt, that's for sure. Of course, it has been in the Truck Series calendar for quite some time, dirt racing, down the years. Truck racing here at Bristol has been happening since the mid-90s, but of course that was on the concrete back when that started over 30 years ago now. 32nd edition, I believe, of racing at Bristol this year in the Truck Series, so that's nice to see, but not on the dirt. When I was a bit younger, it was Eldora where we always used to go for the dirt race, but no longer. We're going with Bristol here this season. Looking forward to it. Here is the starting grid, ready for 150 laps tonight. Jason McCook on the pole in front of Brad Compton, 2 drivers in the top 10 in points on the front row for this race tonight. Kevin Narrett, who had a good run at times last week at Gateway, starting in front of Jackson Albright, who I guess the same. They're also in the top 10 in points. Logan Gill, second place in points, starts from 5th position with Derek Scalado rounding out that third row. Brady LeGrave and Jackson Pohl will be on row 4 in front of Wesley Beasley and Jason Trocchi. Outside of the top 10 behind them, it's John Russo and Jay LeGrave who will be sharing row 6. Joshua Wise and Bill Bonsmer on row 7, waiting to get down to Howard Peoples, who's down in 15th position here tonight. He is the points leader by only 25 points, so does need to advance his position quite considerably from there. He's alongside Brandon Biggs on row 8. Row 9 is Sean LeGrave and Ryan Keezer. Michael Cole and James Burns round out the top 20. Dave Stinson, Tom McLaughlin at the back of the field. At the moment, unsure as to whether they're going to get onto the grid. They are not down on pit lane as of yet, but they still have about 30 seconds or so. 150 laps around here. I mean, the lap is very short, to be fair, but this is going to be a relatively long race tonight, and a race, I think, of survival, just getting through. I think if you're a championship contender, you're looking to get through odd races like this, and this dirt race tonight certainly counts as one of those more odd events that we're having this season.
I have to say, it's not a proper dirt race, is it? Because pit lane's, concreted there, even though there's a whole bunch of dirt kicked up there, and of course in the pit there. So I don't know, mate. I reckon you should rough it up in pit lane. Have a tyre that's dug in as you try to accelerate off it, and you just get stuck, like you get bogged down. But that's not the case to be. Just waiting for all the drivers to load in. You can see that one gap there at the moment. So, and hopefully if they don't, we'll get them in. But yeah.
Derek Scladell didn't get in there, so won't be starting from the 5th position, or 6th rather, and they pull away. Indeed, they probably run out of money for the pit road. There you go. I don't know, but of course this is artificially manufactured. This is not a traditional dirt race or dirt track in the sense that somewhere like Eldora is, or many of the other dirt tracks across America. This is, and I like Bristol as a road course, to be honest, or as a concrete circuit, if you like. So I think it's a bit of a shame, personally, to have the dirt race here, but have it somewhere else. I do like the fact that it's testing a different type of skill, because it is a completely different type of skill. You know, we commentate on plenty of oval races, and that's a certain type of skill, but dirt racing is completely different to that.
Yeah. It does look nice, I think, the car, especially with the dust that's being kicked up on some of those camera angles. So it's against the first time I've seen that. Let's see how it's going to pan out. I don't know, overtaking on the inside, no doubt. You don't want to be hanging up against the fence too much, because you're going to be slapping the rear of your truck there. It's going to be interesting. I reckon there's going to be a bit of door banging going on as well too, no doubt, because
yeah,
as you try to control these beasts.
You see the darker dirt up there, that's where there'll be less running, but you can see the sort of milder brown that you can see down towards the low side. That's where we're going to see a lot of running, and we're going to see this track change, of course, as the dirt gets pulled away. 150 laps here on the dirt in Bristol. We are underway. Time to go sideways in the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series here this season with 4 rounds to go. And at the front, it's Jason McCook who's taken the pole, and he takes an early lead here at the end of the first lap.
Look at him sliding all around the place. There's a couple up in the fence already. You can do a bit of wall riding, but just imagine how much you could possibly get away with before you start getting some serious damage at some point there, Ewan.
It's just about kicking the rear end out, and you saw a little bit of tightness there from Brad Compton as he didn't get the front end turned in. And look at that, it was exactly what you're talking about, getting close to the wall, but not too close, so as to just clip the back of the truck on that wall up there, because it's very, very easy to do that. These trucks are quite long, and you forget that sometimes. As a driver, you're actually quite a long way from the rear right corner, and that you can just clip that wall. It's going to be about getting close to that wall, but not quite clipping it like that. There's Logan Gill. He's up to 4th, by the way. Kevin Narrett's lost 2 places so far off this start.
There's the biggest gainers, no doubt. Yep, we've got a Let's Go 52 out there. Only somebody that's not shouting out. That's Jackson Pole, who's just making a move as well too. Into the fence, actually, for Jackson Pole.
But yeah, up 2 places.
Keep an eye out.
So that's Beasley. And contact nearly. Look at him on the low side there. It's so hard to know where the apron begins and the banking stops here because of the dirt, and you can see that they're all sort of searching for that. Now there's contact. That might be our first caution of the day. As Wesley Beasley is spun round. Oh dear, that was contact there. There's a bit of speed. Beasley's trying hard to stay on the lead lap. He needs to get going before the leaders get round to him. And McCook is not going to put him a lap down yet. So Beasley there was just hit in the rear there. By the 46 was that of Jason Trockey. Off of the turn. There he goes. Just hits him and spins him around.
Yeah, it takes a little tap, isn't it? Because they're already sideways. So that's your pit maneuver, your police maneuver, essentially what they would try to do. But that's the situation. So just like that, we got our first caution. And
indeed.
Let's see
no
how
pit
it
stops.
pans out. No.
Looks like
no
pit stops all round.
Oh well, yes it is. Howard's heading in.
Peoples.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see what they do on tyre sets now. We know that obviously in these races they get a lot of tyre sets really for the length of race it is, but I don't think really that they'll have to take on any fuel at any stage, because the track's so short, and you can do about 150 laps on the concrete, I think, here. Gladhill is having some trouble here. He by the way, joined late. He was the driver who qualified in 6th place, but has joined late and is quite a few laps down back at the back of the field.
Probably used the fast repair too, right? That's what that quick pit stop was with Howard and Derek as well too. I think it looked like it was it's got to be a fast repair, wouldn't it? You would imagine.
Well, if he had any damage, he would have done, unless he was just topping off on fuel. But as I said, you probably don't need fuel. Yeah, it's only 5 seconds of fuel. But then again, they wouldn't have used very much fuel. We were only green for about 6 laps, so they wouldn't have needed to use very much either. So I don't know. I can't really explain the necessity for that pit stop, to be honest, because Peoples was nearly in the top 10, and he's put himself all the way back to the back again. And of course, he is the points leader. He needs to get somewhere near Logan Gill tonight.
And we all know Logan Gill likes to finish somewhere in the podium most of the time. It'd be very difficult to dethrone him off that. But then again, being a dirt track, you don't know how these drivers that are generally good on, on tarmac courses, dirt's a whole different ballgame, as you know. It's easy to get turned too, as you just saw.
It's such a different type of racing, even compared to the, oval racing here at Bristol. Time and again, you do see the slide job at ovals. You This is where it originates from in dirt racing, and we'll see a lot of that here tonight as we get to the end of lap 9. We'll be soon back underway here from Bristol Motor Speedway tonight with Jason McCook at the front of the field. The pace truck going to pull down to the left-hand side in a moment. There he goes. And McCook will be in control of the field. Got off to a very good start of this race. Now looking for a good restart as well, although that was good on the outside from Compton and Gill, who are both looking on the outside here now as well. McCook going nowhere. He's not got his line right. And there goes Compton round the outside and into the lead.
Yep. Great job there. But we do have... oh, no. And it's
Beasley again.
Yeah. I was going to make sure I call
Wesley
him
Beasley again.
Wesley and not Weasley. So I've been doing before. Sorry. It's Wesley.
Weasley Beasley.
Wesley Beasley. Does he get tapped on the back?
He's gone on the low side.
No.
And, he's just trying to avoid contact, I think, with, Ryan Keyser. And ends up setting himself into a spin. But this is what I was talking about early on. You sort of don't really know when you've gone off the apron. Well, you do know when you've got there, but actually it's quite hard to see whether you're about to drive onto the apron or you're still indeed on the low side of the banking, because the dirt is effectively covering up all your normal reference points really for this circuit.
That's right. And remember, that's all the drivers can see in the cockpit view. They don't have all these camera angles that we have for driving, so they're very limited on their vision. Go back to the live pictures with now Brad as our new lap, not biggest gainer, the lap leader. That's what I was meant to say. There it is. So he's split it up there with Jason McCook between them. But as you know, still early days in this race. We have clicked over 12. We've got 139 to go. Hopefully we'll get through it, gentlemen. A couple of nice green flag racing laps. What's what we need?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, we've got a time limit of 1 hour 35 tonight. At full speed, you'd expect this race to be done in 50 minutes, but obviously cautions are going to slow that down. So we'll keep an eye on how... Obviously, that's 45 minutes of wiggle room, which sounds like a lot, but that can drain away very quickly. And, of course, laps are being completed under caution here. These laps do count, so... We'll see how many cautions it takes us to get into a stage where we're not entirely sure whether we'll get all the laps in, but that's always a thing at Bristol, isn't it? When there's time limits on, I don't know how many races at Bristol you've done where the race has been shortened by the time limit, but plenty in my time. And if there's ever going to be a circuit where that comes into play, it is here.
That's exactly right. So hope it doesn't go down to the clock on that one. We'll get it hopefully for the laps. Logan's up 2 places now, so he's in that P3 position. Looking quite dangerous, as always. And Howard Peoples, as you said, like he's got to get a move on, isn't he? Get up through the field there, running into P16th.
Got to move through the field quite quickly, has Peoples. Well, he's got quite a long time to do it, to be fair, but got to show some speed here, I think, because otherwise. Gill could take this championship lead quite easily at the end of the day. Let's see how we go in another restart. Brad Compton has been able to get the honour of restarting us this time round. Oh, and it's McCook on the outside this time who's showing some speed. There goes Gill to the inside. Is he going to be able to get through? He hasn't been able to quite kick the rear end out in the way that he wanted, but neither did McCook on the outside line. Still side by side for the lead here. Gill gets a much better slide into 3 and 4 this time, but Nerat's down his inside, and Compton's keeping the lead, but here comes Jason McCook on the high side, leading at the end of the lap and taking that race lead back again.
Really good way of chucking it in there, of course. You don't want to chuck it in too much, otherwise you'll go all the way around. But McCook's done the right thing at the front there, but here comes Logan Gill ready to try to hunt him down at the moment. As there it is, a tank slapper into the fence. It scraps off a bit of speed, but not a great deal. Then you get on the gas here. Chuck it into the corner, nose in, bang, look at the momentum, tries to grab it, swing it back out again, do it all over again for another 134 laps.
Yeah, I mean, if you take each corner of the racetrack, and contact, McCook's going to go around! Yeah. Oh, the race leader, Chaser McCook, and he's down below the apron. There's no caution. He's trying to stay out of everybody's way. Now there will be a caution, surely, as he gets himself onto the racetrack. And he's backward. He needs to be careful not to get it beached there. And there he goes. Jason McCook, the pole sitter and race leader from tonight, has been spun by Logan Gill here. And there wasn't much Gill could have done to do it. Let's see initially here, because McCook ends up in that high side, in that really dark dirt, and Gill just taps him there, going in slightly too hot. The second part is not intentional. He can't really avoid that, Gill. But the first part, he overcooks it, and Jason McCook's the one who goes around.
And I also think that Compton manages to sneak through here. You watch, as Gill had to lift off, and then just before I think the caution's called, he gets his nose ahead. As it took a little bit for that caution. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Yeah.
It's hard to tell because normally, obviously, well, as it is here, the guy who has the nose in front at the caution is the leader. But when you're sideways like that, it's quite hard to tell who is leading.
Yeah, I know. Well, now it's Brad Compton, so add another one to the leading a lap list, as he'll get 7 of them actually there. Logan Gill just gets that 1. It's counted there before for that change, and then Chase McCook, who's got a bit of work to do now, because he's down in P19 and he had to go down to pit road. Hasn't gone down a pit road there. Ewan? No.
No, nope. hasn't decided to yet. Howard Peoples is back to 13th, by the way. There's the lack of pit stops so far tonight. I mean, I'm really not expecting very many pit stops, to be honest with you. As I say, I have seen and commentated on dirt racing before. I don't have much experience with it, so I'm not entirely sure how quickly these tyres are going to go away from these guys. But I think something that really could affect this race is the movement of dirt, and iRacing actually does a very good job of this these days, and has done really since dirt was introduced into iRacing. For a track like this, don't expect to start to see don't be surprised, to see some of the tarmac actually starting to poke through as the dirt gets pushed away on these common lines. You can already see it with the way that the different shades of dirt are actually working here. You can start to just peel away at that dirt a little bit, and that might be a source of some grip and maybe even some tyre wear, don't know, towards the end of the day. But you can certainly see it already. Right. Look, the really dark mud up the high, and then the... Go on.
No, I didn't realise that they chuck all the dirt just over the tarmac, so that's fantastic. I guess they have to, don't they?
Yeah, well, get back to green again, and Gill get with a much better start. And look at that on the outside. The advantage is almost to that driver who's on the outside, it seems, on these restarts. But Gill's got to fight for this lead now. Up on the high side again in that 29 truck on Compton, and there's a caution. I think his nose was in front there, Gill. I think he was just about in front.
I think you're right.
And he's going to take this lead. Yeah, he's going to lead his second lap tonight. Unfortunately, James Burns has disappeared from the racetrack live. That is a disconnection. But has there been a spin for somebody? No, Burns is back again. Maybe it was he who caused the
wrong way
problem here. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Well, this is the first proper crash, you'd say. The other cautions were for spins, but this is a proper crash for Brandon Biggs and Jayla Grave down at turn 1 on that restart.
And I think this is what happens to Burns. He's going to arrive to the scene of the crime, slow down, and then somebody went on the inside too, the 54, didn't they? That was Derek.
I seem to get away with it. And Derek Laddle. Although... he's been in pit lane for a long time, actually. So he's
just got through that too. I think he, very lucky. He gets taken out there.
I mean, it's the only one laps down, so all these cautions should be allowing him to get laps back again. But he spent 5 minutes in the pit lane earlier, which is put him a long way down, and in again here. Jason McCook is now in from the back, and I don't see him. Yeah, so he is up on the jack. So he's thought, well, I'm at the back, I might as well try and change tyres now.
Yeah. Not that they're going to chew too much, are they? Because it's just in the dirt. It's not like you're going to be wearing them off too much. You would imagine.
I don't know. I don't have enough experience around here to know that. I'm not sure. I mean, it would make sense that his dirt tyres will have the tread chewed away from them, in the same way that wet tyres do. I would guess, giving you less grip on the dirt. But as I say, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe somebody in the chat, if you do know, let us know. So that we'll know.
We should have got a dirt racing expert in here. We're just two people from the wrong countries guessing here.
Well, you race sometimes, so Ewan has got some racing experience. I've never pulled a lap once and turned a lap in iRacing in my life. So
I've not done dirt racing though. I must admit,
give
not
it a
even
shot.
rallycross, which is not even similar to this. So there you go. I have done oval racing, but I'm not very good. So there we go. But we'll wait and see just what of a difference it makes. It's going to be hard to tell as well what actually is the difference in terms of driver skill and also in terms of tyres, because Jason McCook is one of the better drivers in this field anyway. He got the pole, for goodness sake. So he's going to be coming through the field whether he's on old tyres or new. So that's going to be quite hard to really get a sense of what's going on down there. But anyway, fourth caution coming to a close here. The lap's getting ticked off quite quickly nevertheless. Nearly 30 laps through already. Logan Gill going to get the chance to restart this time for the first time tonight, and he gets us back underway, although the outside again proving to be very, very beneficial. Compton goes up there. This time, look in the midfield though, it is purely about survival to try and stay facing the right direction again.
Loving it. Just like it looks like it's just a lot of fun out there, isn't it, for the drivers? And I think it's kind of one of those races too that you'd have to think that, I'd just be lucky to be able to finish this one kind of thing, isn't it? Because anything can happen to anybody at any time.
Yeah, especially if you've not got much dirt racing experience, whether it's not really your thing, then you're just looking to survive tonight. There's Jackson Pole looking at the inside of Kevin Nerat, who was on the low side, by the way, of Jackson Albright last time around. He was the one who came flying into our camera shot a couple of moments ago, but didn't end up making contact. Look at the way the field gets spread out here as well, by the way, by all this traffic. That's Jason Trotke dropping backwards a little bit on the low side. He's just looking to get himself back up to speed again. He's still on the apron here. Needs to get himself back up onto the banking again here and get back up to speed. But if you're stuck down on the low side, struggling to get back up again, it's going to be very, very difficult for you.
You can see at the moment, isn't it? The traction right here. Look, that Joshua Weiser is on. And then, of course, once you get, as you said, there's the tarmac that's starting to form. But then as soon as you get out, it grips, doesn't it? And it's not sliding as much. But you also see scrubbing the speed too. He doesn't have quite that speed, but get back up to the front because these two are at it again, Compton and Gill.
Yeah, and Compton now trying the low line. So initially everyone was up high trying to get their rear.
Speed coming out of the corner.
Switch back from Gill, and Compton's in the fence. Albright will get through as well. Brad Compton briefly in the lead, gives it up through that turn, just getting all out of shape there. I was mentioning he was getting some joy on the low side, but he's gone back up high again. That didn't work.
You get the grip here now, so the rear end won't slide, but you want to go out here and use it as much as they can. That's what they are. See, right, using it out there, but that's going to start wearing off in a minute too. Well, in a few more laps, wouldn't it? That's eventually at some point, you'd say. And they're not going to get too much grip, and it's just going to snap on you.
Yeah, you just look at the way that darker mud is becoming more prevalent across the whole piece compared to what we saw earlier on, where there was really differences in lines. Look at it from the aerial shot. There's very thin, light brown up top there, and it seems at the moment that Gill and Albright are still very comfortable running that, but Brad Compton wants to experiment down low. That's Jackson Pole. Oh, great save. Great save from Pole. He had a big tax slapper on there, and he has been passed by Jason McCook, who's already back to the top 5, by the way. But Jackson Pole just saved a caution, although one arrives just a couple of moments later. It's Beasley again.
Yeah. Second time around. He said third time.
Third, yeah.
Yep. Paul Wesley.
Let's see.
So he's got the grip here, and he's going to get it ready to swing it out. But then it's going to there it is. Because, you don't want the rear end to be sliding on that tarmac because it just gives you too much grip, and then, and then it's going to massively oversteer, as you saw. And then, but they shouldn't have really caused a caution.
He spun enough, I think, to cause the caution there on the inside. It's just watch the difference in elevation here as he hits the apron and the banking at the same time. Watch this. He's trying to go low. He just gets that rear end up, a little bit too high, and he ends up spinning it around. The turns here are between 16 and 19 degrees at this venue, and the apron's obviously dead flat. So it's a big difference that. And if you just get the rears on that, then you're in trouble. That is
bouncing off
unusual.
the pace truck.
Sorry?
All the stuff that's bouncing off the pace truck onto the windscreen of Logan's truck here.
Well, it might be one of the things for this race that we see pit stops to get a new windscreen tear off rather than anything else.
I can use a windscreen wipe. Do they have windscreen wipers on these? Probably not. actually, do they?
I don't know if they have them fitted for the dirt races. They definitely do for the road courses.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can drive in the rain on road courses. Don't know if they do for the... But obviously, sometimes when you're in the mud, you actually putting your windscreen wiper on just smudges it across the whole screen.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't this be great if we had wet weather? It's
I don't know, would they race? They probably would, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, you get all the mud all over the place. I don't know if it's available on iRacing. Sometimes they just don't allow you to do that. Even though you purchased it, you should have a right to put any car on any track in any conditions that you want. I mean, it's a simulator.
Yeah,
it's not a real
they do
thing.
stop you from doing it for cars that don't have wet tyres, for example.
Yeah, they do.
Just for the carnage that would happen there. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure iRacing is particularly going down the rain on ovals route, to be honest, because it's not done in real life. So they're holding off doing it in the sim as well. But
they're not real people out there in the crowd either. So why don't they put them there?
It's true. Although generally the Bristol races are very well attended. You're right, they're not real people on the outside. Another lap under. I thought we were coming in there, but Pace Truck's going to start for another lap. Logan Gill still on the at the front at the moment. Albright with his first chance to start from the front row, but he's got a good chance because the outside's had some joy so far on these restarts.
Yeah, I guess he's had a chat to us in the chat room. Howard, he's like, "Hey, John, let's go, Peoples."
I think that's somebody logged into his account, to be honest, based on the way that account talks. But maybe it is him typing in while he's racing.
I mean, you can use. There is a chat to text to chat kind of thing you can do.
Yeah, true.
So you can press a button. Do that. We're going green again.
And Gill gets a good launch, so he's able to get the line he wants, select the line he wants into 1 and 2. Oh, on the high side there, that was Jackson Pole looking to the high side, and there's going to be a stack up. Oh, great survival skills from everybody. Although not back here. Beasley's involved again with the 51 truck this time. Sean the Grave has also gone round. Bill Bondsmer, I think, was the other one.
Wow, the speed difference
is not having a good day.
No. There's contact back there.
Oh.
And it's a domino effect, isn't it? So the two into the 51.
So Beasley was trying to get past Bondsmer, but got clipped there. The two just ever so slight contact sent Beasley high. And you watch it here. Waits for the contact on the right hand side. There it is. And then goes straight on into the 51. Great avoidance there by Biggs, by the way. That was Biggs there in the truck with the American flag on it. 23. Just see great avoidance here. There's the contact, and there's the one that caused the caution. But Biggs slides around them all and gets away with it. Unfortunately, though, we're under caution once again.
Yeah, a few more pit stops, actually. So Russo comes down. And LeGrave comes down as well. Once again, what are these pit stops for? Just splash and dash. It was up on the jacks too. Oh, Sean, get in there.
Oh, no.
Get in there. Did that pit crew be busy?
Oh, wow. How are they servicing
I don't know
like
how
that?
they're servicing that. No, that's interesting. It'll be interesting how he's going to get out of that too. He's going to have to go full steer to the right. There it is. Chuck it to the right and hit the loud pedal. Squeeze
careful.
it out.
There we go.
Yep.
Dear me. Well, is he going to go a lap down? Careful.
No, I think he gets out
spent
just
so long doing this.
He should get out just in time, shouldn't he? Yep, there he is. Just
about. There he goes. So 51 truck stays on the lead lap, and indeed that means that all 19 of those who actually took the green flag tonight are indeed still on the lead lap. Derek Sladdle did not take the green flag as such. Has been gaining laps actually because of these cautions. It's now 13 laps down on the front of the field, and if there are enough cautions, then he might be able to get back in time. But you can imagine that the time of which he's the only one laps down will come to an end rather soon. The pace truck lights will come off very soon. We're approaching 1/3 distance. I'm enjoying this so far, I've got to say, when we get some green flag running here on the dirt.
It's a ton of fun. And as you saw there as well, so half the race so far has been under caution laps. As we've done 44.
Been good to watch so far. So
I think we're joined by the boss as well. There you are. I think he snuck in here for a second.
Yeah, I thought I'd
Hello.
bring some of my redneck wisdom to you guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Jim,
Jim,
you
also
explain what it's
joining us,
like to drive on
Bigles.
these cars?
I think as a result of you joining, Jim, I can't hear Biggles anymore because that's
Oh, yeah.
seemingly happening between me and Biggles recently. so anyway, we and him are going to have a word with Discord in a moment. But anyway, we'll get through this restart. Just first off, 44 laps gone here from Bristol tonight, and here we go again. Logan Gill, not as good of a restart this time. Jackson Albright is on his outside. That's where Gill wants to be, or at least that's where he's run so far tonight, up high. And can Albright stay alongside? He certainly can. He's got his nose in front down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Gill really taking that low side, and is he gonna slide up in front? Still not able to. Albright on that outside, still fighting hard for this lead.
Oh. Lovely action at the front here, still going on. It's side by side. That's McCook coming back up again after he had that earlier moment. As he goes up close up to the fence, we've got 2 drivers coming down the pit road too, Biggs and Russo. But still action at the front.
Yeah, that's going to put them a lap down, by the way, or very nearly. Is that a spin in the background, or was that just a big sideways moment? McCook, I think, did not have a good run. He saved it. He didn't go all the way round, but he's not in 3rd place anymore. I was just about to say, he's going to get to Gill in a moment. What's he going to do? Because don't forget, earlier on, those two made contact, or rather, Gill made contact with McCook, which sent McCook round to the back of the field, although he's been able to recover it all within the first third of this race.
This looks like it's so much fun. I was wondering if Jim's actually had any experience. There's a challenge for the lead again. It's actually a 3-way. There's Compton. Who's up in the
Gill's
fence
going
there?
around.
Yeah.
Gill's nearly going around there, and he's saved it as well. He's going to skip past the pit wall there on the left-hand side. McCook's going to go through. Compton and Nerat did as well. Logan Gill just overcooked it. There was no contact. He just overcooked it and dropped down to 4th place.
Just like that. But we're having some fantastic green flag racing at the moment as we're a third of the way through. And here comes McCook.
Sliding down. Oh, careful. Got to give room to Nerat on the outside. He's trying to do the slide job and get in front of him, and Nerat actually seemed to just back out of that in the end as well. He very much seems to be in sort of season preservation mode, if you like. Does Kevin Nerat. He's an outsider for the championship, nearly 100 points back from Howard Peoples in 4th place in the points at the moment. And I don't think this is his favourite thing in the world. I mean, maybe we'll have to talk to him afterwards and see if it is. But indeed, he seems to be preserving himself at the moment. There is the caution, and it's Sean LeGrave who's spun in the 51 truck down to the inside, and he's going to go a lap down.
Yeah, after that interesting pit stop he had earlier too. Let's have a look what's happened. I think he's all by himself, if I'm not mistaken here. There, Ewan. Oh, that's tank slapper into the fence, and then gets that grip, isn't it? That's on the tarmac there. And of course,
yeah, I didn't want to step on Ewan since he can't hear you when I'm talking.
We're all good again now.
Yeah, we're good. He just has to leave. Yep.
I just decided to lay back there. Yeah, I do actually have experience not driving trucks on dirt, but I almost bought a dirt race car at one point in time in my life. I grew up going to dirt tracks, so this is right up my alley. And actually, I'm doing another league on our channel tonight, dirt race as well. They're doing theirs from Eldora. I know Ewan was talking about seeing some proper dirt racing from Eldora, and that's where we're going to be a little later tonight. But I tell you what, to be honest with you, the idea of running Bristol in dirt would be incredibly fun to me. I love Bristol as a racetrack, so I can only imagine how much fun it'd be on dirt. But what I wanted to pop in and just kind of, you guys are really doing a great job for not really having any, dirt experience in your life, so to speak. I just wanted to come in and drop a couple things on you and maybe people that don't know when you see where the track is getting really black right there, like we can see in the turns, that's actually rubber. As the track, it gets compressed, it almost becomes like asphalt. It's still dirt, and you're not actually getting down to the real tarmac, but it gets so compacted that it starts laying rubber on top of it. And at that point, it gets pretty slick, and that's why you see the rear ends going around when they get in that. And the area that they really want to run on these dirt cars is they want to hang right up on the edge of that loose dirt you see on the top of the track. They call that the cushion. and you call that riding the cushion when you're running that back end right on the edge of that soft dirt. That's where the best grip on the track is.
Well, they've got new terminology as well. I don't have any of the terminology, so thanks for that. But just quickly before they go back green again, I'm not sure if they are going to. Are they about to go back green around this turn? Or have we got
be the pace car lights
Oh,
are
no,
off.
they are indeed. So I'll hold fire on that for a moment because we're about to get to a restart. 95 to go. They're not quite orderly, actually, in the background. They're not quite figured themselves out, but at the front, it's Compton who's on the outside this time. Jackson Albright with his first chance to lead a restart. Oh, and contact! McCook there hit Compton coming off of turn 2. Now he's out of shape and he's just about saved it as well. Gill could have got into the back of him there and spun him for a second time tonight, but he was very careful not to. Albright's all over the place on the low side there, and up high, Brad Compton gets through. He leads again. It's the same characters who are leading this race, but they're constantly rotating. Another lead change tonight.
That'll make our fourth one here tonight. Logan Gill still leads the most amount of laps. There it is. Exactly what the boss man, Jim, was talking about. Get it up there, right up, close up to that fence there, and then just shuck it into the corner and just hope that she turns.
Oh, yeah, it's fascinating to watch them sort of battle being sideways, but not too sideways, is how I'd describe it. Just quickly, Jim, I know you've got probably things to do. What do actual dirt race fans think of dumping a load of dirt on Bristol here and making it a dirt race track rather than actually going to a real one, as I was saying earlier?
From my perspective, I think it's really cool, and they've actually done it in real life. You know, they've done this before at Bristol.
Yeah.
I think overall, I think the fans probably love it. I mean, Bristol is as iconic of a short track as you can get in NASCAR. You know, so the thought of being able to come here and watch some dirt racing has got to be really cool. I would love to, you know, and so I think that's probably how they feel. But yeah, so here's another term for you. When you get up past that when you get up into that soft dirt, like you said, when you're riding right on the edge of it, that's called like riding the cushion. And when you get up into that loose marbly dirt up on top, they call that jumping the cushion, you know. So you jump the cushion and you get up in that soft stuff, and then that's you do have some grip up there, but you can't really maintain control. It's like right on that edge is the perfect place to put your rear tires for traction.
And I've noticed that line is getting very, very thin now.
Yes. Well, and when it gets to the point where it's gone, which will probably happen in this long of a race, then you might see guys starting to work. You see how it's kind of that light brown color right around the wall on the bottom?
Yep.
You might see guys come down there and hug the bottom. I mean, and literally almost put their front bumper on the wall going around the bottom.
So proper on the apron, yeah.
Yeah. So and that probably will happen at some point. And the way they do dirt tracks is they actually water them down before the night starts. So you see this progression that you've seen here, where it gets blacker and blacker and the cushion goes away and all of that stuff. Like if you go early enough to a dirt track, you'll see the water truck riding around out there, and they grade the track and water it down. And you know, there's a whole art to getting one of these dirt tracks set up to run and race fast.
It's fascinating to hear from that sort of perspective, because this track already in just less than half this race has changed more than what you see in any road course race, for example, or any oval race indeed on concrete around here, even at Bristol, where you do have a choice of where you're running. It changes so much here on the dirt.
In a race where you have, I think this is a fixed setup league, but in a race where you can fix your setup, where you can control your setup, some guys will set their car up to run better on the low side. And there's different adjustments that you would make to the truck for that. And because they know that the top's going to get burnt out and everybody's going to be trying to run it up there, so they try to run down low as we go back to green here.
Yeah, here we go again. 87 still to go tonight from Bristol. And again, the outside getting some joy, although there they go to the low side, a little bit more than in previous restarts. Albright still on the outside, though. If he can get up there and he can run there, that very narrow strip. Oh, and the caution comes out immediately before Albright can really extend his lead, and that's a big one. That looks like the biggest one we've had so far tonight for Bill Bonsma, who's now got no engine anymore. Let's hope he hasn't used his fast repair, because and indeed he hasn't been in pit lane yet, so he will be taking a fast repair here, and he needs it.
How did he do that?
It's not something you expect to see, really. It's a blown engine, is it?
Smashed into the fence.
Oh, he hit the wall and busted it that way. Yeah. Wow. Interesting, though. That didn't seem really like a hard enough hit to blow it up like that. But
must have left a look at the revs to see if he downshift or something accidentally.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He might have downshifted.
6,000 peaked up to 6K. Shouldn't have been.
That should have. No, that should have been all right. He just probably busted the radiator, and that's kind of what that's symbolizing, I guess.
Bit unlucky. But a few more stoppers this time. So that was the other thing to ask about, because Logan Gill now has stopped from the front. In terms of tyres, obviously it's different wearing to a normal oval here. It seems to me like it's much less of a wearing phase than what you'd see on concrete.
Yes, and what is he doing?
Oh, it's everybody's been struggling, obviously, because you can see all the dust down there. I mean, all the dirt.
I guess, that's funny.
They're all struggling to get it in their pit boxes. I mean, as you can imagine.
So you probably could run this whole race on one set of tires, but if you've got them and they're going to have better treading on them, in real dirt track world, tires are a whole art unto itself. Like, there's guys who their whole job is on these high-dollar dirt teams out there, like running the World of Outlaws and that kind of stuff. Their whole job is grooving the tires and understanding what the track conditions are, and then they take this hot rubber cutting thing and they cut grooves into the tires to make the tires hook up with the track. And there's a whole art to, understanding what the track's going to do and how to get your tires to accommodate to that at the high levels. It's really actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's probably not going to be as wearing, but as you say, that in this series, I mean, you get 4 sets down in pit lane to go onto if you need them all, and
why not use them?
Yeah, exactly. Although, to be fair, Gill's given up some quite good track position there to go and do that. He's down to 11th now, but I suppose there's long enough in the race. I mean, Chasen McCook was down in last after about 25 laps or so.
I have to say, Chasen McCook's truck might be one of the most beautiful paint schemes I've ever seen in my life.
You think?
Did you look at it?
Oh.
Yeah. Cool. I noticed that because it's right there on the back. Look.
There you go. Yep. And that logo has never been seen before. He's the first person that ever has seen that logo other than me. It's got this engine with a microphone on top of it. And he said he wanted to do a paint scheme for Motor Mouth, so I threw him that logo and said, "Here, we'll run this. Nobody's ever seen it before."
Well, there you go. And that's no bias there from Jim either. 3 wide indeed.
None whatsoever.
Brad Compton getting to the lead. He's trying to find some joy on the low side. Is McCook, but on the exit, he slides hard as well.
He's in a tough spot.
Riding
that black middle there is just that's hard to do, man.
And on the entrance to the turn as well, it seems like in towards turn 1 and 3. It seems that there's really nowhere to go. But look on the exit, we're not going to get a chance to because the caution's out again with 80 to go. Oh, we've got more engine damage here down on... Oh, don't tell me it's Bill Bonsma again.
It is.
Well, he's involved, but let's hope he's not too damaged. There's contact with the 26 and then the 07. And how? Oh, he's in the fence again.
Oh, he's stuck. That has to be a tow.
He is stuck.
Yeah, you won't get out of that, mate.
Oh, he might get it.
Oh,
he might get it. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
So, but what was all that about at the pit entry there? Somebody was stopped at the pit entry there, and there was smoke and all sorts happening here. So, there's quite a lot to look at here. Michael Cole is the one who gets hit by Bonsma, and then eventually involved. But if you look a bit further around the turn, I think that was Logan Gill getting a bit loose there on the inside. But I don't think he found the pit wall. Yeah, there it is. 2 of them just drifting down towards the pit wall, just up ahead of these guys. They're coming towards the
You know the
caution there.
expression, you've probably heard it, especially if you ever watched the old Days of Thunder movie, which I know you haven't, because Ewan does no pop culture whatsoever.
Movies. Yeah.
No, he doesn't do anything involving pop culture whatsoever. But that's another story. But so in the movie Days of Thunder, they made the line famous. Loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. That actually comes from dirt racing because you're loose constantly, and the back end has to be swinging out. On you to be fast in dirt racing, and that's kind of where that comes from. Yeah, that's a hot mess they got going right there, don't they?
Chucky's blowing up.
They're just going to go nose to nose. I thought they were going to get after.
Yeah. He's going to go a lap down, Trocky, as a result of that. Trocky is, is he actually? Yeah, he has gone a lap down.
Oh, no, he's blown up too.
Yeah, he's blown up.
So he needed to use his
So
faster
to be fair,
pair.
Jason is the one that hooked me up with the livery. As I'm sure you probably shared already, but we started covering their Xfinity series on Sundays as well. You two are doing that as well, and Jason said, "Oh, you want a paint scheme?" And then I said, "Yeah, sure," and he said, "Well, Chasen's really really good on dirt. This would probably be a good time to put one on for Bristol," and so that's how it came about. So apparently, it's known that Chasen's pretty fast on dirt. So we'll,
He took the pole, so
right. Well, of course he did. He's got the motor mouth engine on the front. What do you expect?
Absolutely.
That's got extra horsepower just from me talking.
Yeah. If we keep talking, he keeps going.
That's right.
Like hamsters
Y'all
on a
don't
wheel.
stop. That's right.
All right,
well, I'm gonna get out of here, guys, and let y'all handle this one. I'm gonna go get set up for that my Eldora race tonight, which I am super excited about as well. And you guys have a good one.
Appreciate all the
Thanks
knowledge.
very much.
Green's out.
Thanks,
Green
mate.
flag.
Yes.
All right, enjoy.
Thanks very much, Jim Cunningham, just coming in there for a few laps to chat along about dirt racing here from Bristol tonight. It's the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series, and we're back under green. We are hitting the halfway mark, and it's another restart where the outside is reigning supreme. Jackson Albright this time with the lead in front of Compton. Jason McCook's on the inside, despite going through the black stuff on the inside, still getting some decent traction, although he's fighting an uphill battle, isn't he? You can see that the outside is where he wants to be.
Yeah. Problem is, you got to get up there at the moment, and the 47's not going to let you up there, mate. Unless you're going to give it a little argy-bargy. Whoa.
Tries to squeeze in. Oh, look at Gill. He's going for the proper low line there. And there's Peoples. The 2 points leaders were side by side there briefly. Logan Gill is perhaps the first of the big contenders from the front, really trying to make use of that low line, especially coming off of the turn where there is a little bit less real black dirt there. There's a bit more grip on the exit off of turn 2 and 4, but not necessarily through into 1 and 3. McCook there all out of shape. He still stays third though.
Ooh, you want to get it in a nice angle, but you don't want to get too much, as it's all building up behind him. But yeah, Howard's back there, so we know that Howard's got a fan club out there, because there's quite a few people that shouted out Jackson Pole actually for the 52. Jackson Pole's back there, so don't worry about that. He's got a bird's eye view, gets a little bit of a push there as well too. He's going, come on, move on, boy, we're going to race.
I don't know if you saw us get a message about that, Beals, but it said this is Big Howard, his dad. So there's 2 Howard Peoples, I think, in the household.
Oh, nice.
And one of them's watching on, one of them's driving on. Top 5 briefly as the 2 points leaders get side by side. Peoples briefly in the top 5 just as the caution comes out. Gill gets his nose back in front, and it's the 17 that goes for a spin. That's Brady LaGrave who goes to the back end of the lead lap.
Yeah, it might have just been on his own too. No, I don't think so. 91 in the fence.
It's that low side.
Yeah. Oh, no, somebody spun in front of him too.
That's Beasley again.
Yeah, Beasley's not having much of fun.
No.
Oh, he's probably having fun, but he's just having fun in a different way, no doubt.
Dear, oh dear. Weasley Beasley not having a good time.
I think we've got Joshua Wise still having a moment too. He's gone in the pit lane, but I think he's missed his box or he's had a spin or something. We'll have a look at that in a second. Bang, there it is. So
It's quite hard.
nowhere to go. Yeah. But I think Joshua Wise, just having a look at the replay here. Now, this is under the caution, and we are seeing live pit stops, but I think he's tried to get it into... Oh, he's had a spin, trying to get it down in the pit lane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Careful backing up.
get himself back going again. But yeah, we have seen pit stops and some pretty major ones too. Brad Compton, Jackson Albright, Kevin Nerat. That's 3 of the top
all
5 all in pit.
spots.
And again, Albright this time is struggling to get into his box. Look at this mess. Oh my goodness. And that's Nerat as well. Compton gets in there without trouble. But Nerat and Albright did not get in there well at all.
Oh, got to be turning around there too. So, but that's the
it
thing
must be
too.
something-
I mean, it's not something the drivers would probably practice too often, would it?
No, no, indeed.
Ooh, don't go ghosting each other through the exit.
And it must be something to do with these tyres on the concrete, because they're not showing the same signs of a lack of grip on the racetrack. But as soon as they come down pit lane, they just can't seem to get stopped in time for the pit box at all.
Yeah, once again, and how often do they race on dirt in order to practice it too? You know what I mean? Because you do a lot of it, you tend to practice it, but I've always said this in any courses. I've said this before in any races: is practice your pit stops, practice your pit stops, practice your pit stops, because you know for a fact, and not going to be so much different in this race, but you know for a fact in road courses, isn't it? How many times have we seen lead changes because somebody's messed up their pit stop?
Well, exactly, yeah. It's a very underrated thing to practice, I think, when it comes to racing, that's for sure.
It's quite boring to practice, I think, for a lot of drivers, but you've got to do it.
It's important.
Yeah.
And of course, you're not motivated to practice green flag stops here, because if there's no caution, you just won't stop here. It's not like road course in that respect. The free pass is happening as well, by the way. Brady Lagrave getting back on the lead lap that time, despite actually causing the caution there in the 17 truck. So we've got 14 on the lead lap. Truckee and Russo 1 lap down. James Burns 4 down. And then you get to quite a lot of laps down, although we do still have 18 in the race as far as I can see. There are the latest pit stops. Brandon Biggs still hasn't stopped. He's the only one who hasn't stopped.
He's like, they need a pit stop, mate. That's all right. Saving fuel too on the cautions.
Yeah, exactly. You'll probably make it 150 laps. There we go again. Logan Gill returns to the lead here, but this is the closest Jason McCook's been to the lead for a while. Now, will he be able to take the chance? Oh, it's not a good line through the dirt that time. Well, it wasn't for Jackson Pole either on the outside, neither for Harold Peoples. Not a great restart other than for Logan Gill, who flies out front.
Ooh, the over and under there. Howard, Jackson.
Yellow.
And another caution. And I'm not quite sure who is that for. Maybe Ryan Keisler, I think it is. The 28 mile had a bit of a spin.
It seems to be going slowly, although it is caution, so let's see whether that is true. He's around all the guys who just stopped there, and that's Beasley alongside him in the 2 truck, who just clips him on the way past.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the hammer blow delivered by 54, which is Derek Skladel, who is 12 laps down at the moment, but just making a bit of contact there and sending him all the way around.
Well, it's a big kerfuffle of cars up there, isn't it? You kind of he did stay on the inside there, but the 28 came down and had to turn him at that point because of the speed difference. That's interesting, yeah.
Or at least couldn't avoid turning him, I suppose.
Yeah, couldn't avoid turning him. I was going to say, not deliberately trying to turn him. I mean,
yeah.
It seems difficult enough just to keep these cars pointing in the right direction, let alone trying to turn somebody. And he heads down a pit road as well too. Derek, can you make? Hey, slides still have to back it up. Beep, 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 beep. There you go. Just to let everybody know who's tuning in, thank you much again. Please make sure you do, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And if you're enjoying this race, just give us a thumbs up. I was going to say what was, I forgot completely what I was going to say now. It was interesting. But, yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but let's see. Logan Gill goes, come on, pace car, pick up pace truck. Want to get going.
Wants to get on with it here. McCook alongside, though, is I think going to be dangerous on this restart because he's actually got the outside this time. He's been sort of stuck with the inside and that black stuff on these last few restarts. Now he's got that chance to try and get the line he actually wants here. I think he could be quite difficult to keep behind now for Logan Gill on this restart, but let's see.
I believe so. You might be right. And it's important for the championship. with Howard in that P3 position. Biggest gainer at the moment. But anything go topsy-turvy. God, I'm really fumbling up my words today. Pretty easy, as we've had 45 laps under caution, 7 lead changes, as you could see. And the lap leader should still be Logan Gill, yep, on 31, but Compton's back at the moment in P5.
6, actually. He's on the outside,
5, 6,
so
yeah.
6, yeah. Not too far away from Gill, who has passed him under this caution, actually, with the laps conducted under this caution of the last few moments. We're not in worries for time at the moment, by the way. We're quite close, but we're not in concern. You know, a couple of decent green flag runs and we should be fine, even if there's a very caution-filled last third of this race. But let's see as Logan Gill gets control of the field here. McCook has got to be very, very attentive, and oh, Gill. Well, what was that all about? Was Gill trying to wait a little bit longer, or did he just not execute that properly? Because McCook on the outside was flying. Jackson Paul's going backwards here quite quickly. Oh, and Albright gets into him. Jackson Paul into the fence. Beasley gets through on them, and he's up to 6th place. Albright now sends himself down the inside of Paul, and Kevin Nowat's in here as well in the 47 down low. Paul survives a scare there. At least he doesn't drop off the road, but he does drop a lot of positions on that restart.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. It's always do apologise for the camera angles. It's a bit difficult sometimes to try to capture everybody here at once. It's always the first time I've been here as well. It's Bristol, baby. And it's a very dirt wet Bristol.
Now look at this, everybody running in one line now up on the high side, but surely as they're just going to be rubbering in that top side very, very well, in an accelerated manner. Really, you can see the lighter brown going away. It's sort of even quicker now. Oh, that's close. Very close as Wise lets Albright to his outside. Albright gets in the fence though. He just gets it wrong. And that window of opportunity there is getting very, very narrow up the top there now.
Yes, it is. It's going to get more narrow. And I think that's exactly what Jim said as well, that they're going to have to explore other parts of this evolving track. What I was actually going to say is that there's no such thing really as clean air in this track as well too, because you're going to start lapping the other trucks very soon. Oh, hard lick into the fence there for Logan Gill. But yeah, they're going to start lapping trucks, and so it's going to be more difficult to get around here too.
It's Jay LeGrave up in front there, by the way. If we indeed do continue on for this for a while, then it will be, because the field really strings out in the dirt here. Really strings out compared to what you see at Bristol normally, which is, to be fair, quite a strung out field and quite a lot of lap traffic. Even in the caution field races these days with stages and whatever, you still see not many cars finishing on the lead lap at Bristol, and that's because it is so short and there is so much traffic. The Grave goes a lap down indeed again, as Compton now gets the best seat in the house to this battle between McCook and Gill, enjoying, I think, their last few laps up high here before they'll have to search down a bit lower.
Yeah, this is great, and they've got a chance to a bit of space between everybody to actually work it out what you got. But we got 3-wide action back here as well too, and
and that's been ruined slightly by the caution. Oh, and a spin there for Wise. That is, I think, in the 91 truck, just as they were 3 wide. And in trying to avoid the 79 goes into a spin. Wise will at least keep the top 10, but this is on the restart itself. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, that was big pile up there.
That can't have been this most recent caution, was it?
It's lap 97.
Oh, it must have been that. What? Yeah. I mean, I can't believe there was a group so congested at that stage in the race.
Boom.
Oh, and is that the same lap?
Yeah, lap 97. Bill was involved. Beasley was involved. This is the one that we looked at, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, this feels like we've seen this before. But maybe not.
The one. And then there's the recent one with Joshua Wise, as we just saw, had a spin.
Yeah. So rather unusually, the caution was actually out before he actually spun. The caution's out by now, and he's just sort of trying to recover and slow down, and actually spins.
And then also LeGrave as well, right?
Oh yeah, LeGrave. LeGrave tries to stop himself from T-boning Wise, who's rejoining a bit recklessly, and he just spins trying to not hit him, which is quite nice of him, but it's also costing him quite a bit of time. 50 laps to go as we speak, and by the way, McCook came into pit lane that time. It's dropped him to 14th. Hal Peoples is in as well, but we've seen there's plenty of time left in this race to come back through the field, and there goes another one through the box.
And another one through the box. Dun, dun. Let's go number 52. Ka-chow! And that's Jackson Pole, who is back up 5 positions, currently sitting in P4, I believe, at the moment, next to Jackson Albright.
3 now.
3 now, yeah, actually. Logan Gill and Brad Compton still up there trying to exchange who wants to have the most amount of laps led in this race too, because it's pretty even Stevens up there with them. 33 to 28. Don't count out Mick Hook as well too, trying to get it, although he did take that pit stop before and he's dropped back to P12, but we saw him work his way back up the field like all these drivers have been and have been at the front runners. Wouldn't be too much of a problem for them. They've still got time. But the time is running out a little bit now, Ewan, because we are getting shy. We're just shy of 50 to go, so a third distance.
Yeah. Just final 50 laps oncoming now. Gill pitted just before halfway, so I don't think he will stop again. And actually, I don't think anybody will stop again now. If you were going to stop and sort of stop twice in this race on lap 50 and lap 100, then that's as close of a caution as you're going to get to actually pitting on lap 100. So they've decided that is the moment to come in. Here comes Gill though to the fourth turn again, and we're underway again as Compton gets to his outside and tries to take the lead. They're still using that very narrow line on the outside, although Gill, stuck in the black stuff on the inside, can't slide up in front of Compton, who roars around the outside into the lead again.
Yellow flag is out.
And there's another caution. Unfortunately, it looks like it might have been Derek around. Oh, no, somebody's else. Oh, no, it's not, is it? Is it number 2? Is it Wesley again?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it was.
Weasley has had some trouble tonight.
Weasley, yeah.
That's for sure.
He is. Oh, he's in the back of the 47, and then 28 turns around. He has a spin.
Just gets clipped there.
Yep.
I mean, I was thinking this through. And that's quite a hard hit there. 54 right at the end. I was thinking this actually through some of the previous cautions. I mean, Beastie's been involved in a lot of cautions, but I wouldn't say that very many have been his fault.
That's true.
Yes, he has had some spins on his own, of course, but oh dear. 54 hit T-bones,
and then
28, and then
for good measures, he goes
slow down.
Yeah, I think that might have been hitting the anchors, of course, but the car would just slide, wouldn't it? I mean, just like you're on ice, you're on dirt, so yeah.
Yeah, just gets clipped by the 28, and then you can't really save that from there, and it's a hard hit that in the end. Also rolls you backwards into the pit wall, which might give you some damage as well. But Kevin Narrett's into pit lane meantime. Eric Sladdle as well. Narrett only 15 seconds in the box, so he's taken 4 tyres there. And he will rejoin. We'll see about the 54, which I'm not sure has a fast repair remaining.
I don't think.
Oh no, well, back out.
Briggs still hasn't taken a pit stop yet, so he's happy on these sets of boots that he has. Yeah. He
wants to survive.
Jump down there and chuck some chains on him. What if you get any more traction?
It's not too much of a disadvantage.
You did put chains on him. I don't know how much cooling is getting into the radiators, mate, with all that on the front, as you could see. Like, it's blocked up completely. It must be seriously close. That's actually one for Jim too, isn't it? I mean, he'd know what it would be like in real life, but does iRacing simulate that? Like, does it simulate all that gunk up there and start overheating your engine more?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the. To be honest, I'm not even sure what the physics are in real life of this. It makes sense that the collecting mud would
for sure.
do that.
Yeah, it would, because you got to get your radiator and you got to get cooling into your engine, and if that's all mucked up with all that dirt and stuff, you're not going to get much efficiency.
That's true.
That's when you need like a snorkel at the top.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, for the really harsh dirt in the rally stages. Not quite necessary here, but they would be cool to see, I suppose. Let's see as they come back to green again. Only 43 to go. The end of this race has crept up on us, rather. And we are ready to go again. Compton waiting quite a long time, but Gill wasn't, and he's going to take the lead. I mean, the outside's such an advantage on these restarts. You must want to be second at the time of the final caution so that you can have that outside line.
Yep.
Nobody so far has been able to figure out this low side. It's all that scrap for the very, very thin window of, opportunity up the top there. And
the gap is gone.
The low side's just not really getting anywhere.
And this is where it's going to be some carnage, I'd imagine. Whoa.
Peoples.
Yep.
Yeah, so there goes Peoples. Oh, but he's in trouble here, and there's contact, and there's a caution.
Yep.
Peoples was in trouble throughout that run there, and it was only a matter of time before there was contact. That's with Bill Bonsma again.
Yeah, Paul Bell's had a few moments here in this race. He's had to tow back to pit road. And
new engine.
Kind of cool. Yeah, new engine. It's already been slapped into that Chevy, and that's what we saw there. And it puts him into the fence. I don't think they didn't blow the engine that time around.
There was a bit of smoke.
Yeah, a little puff.
But maybe not. I mean, it's just a case of bad luck, unfortunately. I mean, Peoples has really struggled on that restart. As I say, very nearly spun himself, actually, on the opening lap of that restart, but eventually it all caught up with him on the second as Pole comes in.
Yeah. If we go green at the end, 40 laps. Oh, there you go, Pole.
For goodness sake,
that's okay.
not another one.
Oh, that's fine.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he didn't have to back it up. It's up in the jacks.
I mean, to be fair, these guys are only coming in once or twice, so obviously we're seeing everybody fail again, and it looks like they're not learning, but actually it's just them coming in for one of the first
Look at
occasions.
the helmet. They've actually got up. Is that
dirty?
It's dirty on the helmet.
Well done.
So, yeah, I guess because it's got the window open. I wonder if that's the case with all the drivers. I presume it probably would be, wouldn't it? Yep, it is.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
I never noticed that. That's Logan Gill's.
No, but the windows at the side, and they look like they've been, slapped in the face with some mud.
If you're Brad Compton right now, and Logan Gill's, kicking out the rear end, that's going to scatter all that dirt right into the side.
Yeah, it is.
How much on their windscreen?
Harrison does do a very good job at simulating these quite minor things.
It's got a clear windscreen. Albright's windscreen's pretty clear. Let's have a look at McCook's. Yeah.
It's not been that long. I mean, especially in McCook's case, it's not been that long since they came in pit lane where they would have taken a tear off.
That's
to
true.
Be fair.
Yeah.
So they're all right for now, but the grills, as you say, the front end of these trucks now are getting very, very dirty. But dirty race car looks very good, I think. So there you go. Shows they've been well worn here today. Well used.
So to get your money's worth. As the sun peeks out through the clouds, just really a little bit of cloud cover that's been over there, but beautiful day to go racing. As you can see in the weather conditions as well too. No wind, not here anyway. Too deep inside the bowl essentially of Bristol. And 32 Celsius and 90 Fahrenheit. Yeah,
not too bad on the track at all. As we get ready to go back green again, and will that outside line be such an advantage again here for Compton? How low are the others willing to go there? Gill not really that low, and he's getting very sideways there. That's going to lose him the lead as Compton gets back in front in the sixth truck again. It's a constant battle of who's on the outside for these restarts. And there's a caution. Gill is going to get the outside for the next one, and he'll have the chance to come back to the lead.
I think as well too, it's Beasley involved in this one. Biggs, actually.
Big challenge for Beasley. Yeah, Trockett definitely involved. Oh, look at this.
There.
Peoples as well. How does Peoples survive this? He's right in... Oh, he's a lucky boy. The points leader, Howard Peoples, gets away with that somehow. 4 wide there, nearly 5 wide for a moment.
It's no room.
So Trockett gets into Biggs, who will have to stop now because he's got damage.
Yeah.
And then they all slide into the... so Peoples does eventually get involved there. And look at that. The accidents just keep on coming. As I say, Biggs will now have to stop.
He's squeezed, isn't he? Nowhere to go. It's like, guys. And that's a hard
when he
lick.
hits the inside wall,
Yeah,
pretty hard.
He has come down the pit road at the moment, and well, Beasley, unfortunately, he's on the meatball flag. Look at that. He'd have to sit this one out, I'd say. I don't think he's going to get it repaired in time. But the other drivers have used some of their fast repairs. We've got Bill's in there at the moment. He's also on the meatball flag, so he's got to chip out those repairs. Derek, once again, very interesting. He might be okay. Yep, he is. He's going to come back out. So those pit stops recently then, as you can see, Biggs didn't come down. Brandon Biggs did not come down yet, still. Even though he was involved in that
surprised
incident.
by that,
Yeah,
he had a bit of damage, and maybe he's just very proud of not having stopped, and he wants to keep it that way. But
yeah, it's true.
I think with damage, he probably should come in, to be honest.
There you go. It's still close, isn't it? Up the top there for the lap leaders. Who wants to take that little mini trophy home with you tonight? As most of those drivers will be thinking about the race win. So the high side is your big advantage, you said, for those restarts, right? Ewan?
Well, it has been so far, and Gil is going to have the chance to use that this time around in towards turn one, and you know, I just hesitate, just trying to see what you can actually do on the low side. I mean, the phenomenon that Jim was speaking of earlier, you know, going right down low there and going next to the wall almost, has not really happened yet. I think the outside is still getting too much grip, if you like. There's that very thin strip of light brown now up top there. It is thinning out, but at what stage in this race is it going to be gone for good now? Because they're still getting enough joy out there. Gil on the higher side here is just shaping himself. It's almost like he's acting like the race leader here. Gil restarts from the front. He's going to get that rear right tyre on the light brown, although not quite as nicely this time. Compton fights back, but no, Gil round the outside. The outside prevails again.
If we get enough greens, I know they're calling that out there in the chat. Just saying, had enough beer breaks. Got to get to work tomorrow. So let's see if we can get it to the green. With Gil in the lead there from Compton. There's McCook and Albright, mate. They're going for it tooth and nail still. Hold on, son.
Now he's going to get through. McCook was just waiting for that gap to open. Albright gets that wrong slightly. McCook into third position. 30 laps to go. Can he come back through and try and win this race as the caution comes out? Oh, and it's big damage for the 17 truck of Brady LeGrave.
Yeah, it's blowing up. Unfortunately, he might have used fast repair too. I think Joshua Wise might have been involved as well in that one. I think they're going to run out of gasoline in the pace truck, mate.
Yeah, seen that before.
That's just a slight contact.
Just get hit by Wise.
Yeah, that's the oof. And we all know how much of that fence just busts the engine up, doesn't it? Just smashes the engines to pieces. All the pistons and all that sort of piston rods start flying up through the bonnet.
It's on Wise really. He's just driven up to the back of LeGrave there and just hit him, and he jams on the brakes trying to avoid piling in as well, but spins around, and so caution comes out, and another restart incoming with one less driver on the lead lap, though. I would suggest if Brady LeGrave can't get that repaired, we'll be down to 12 on the lead lap.
Yes, sir. So Wise goes in. And the other two drivers are still on the damage clock with Weasley Beasley and Bill Wesley. Weasley, I keep calling him that. I heard you. He hasn't said anything to me in the DMs or anything like that. So might be okay for now. So at this rate, Logan can control this race. 28 to go, but if we get under the green flag conditions, you know that Compton's going to be chasing him down. McCook as well. They're going to do their best. LeGrave, I think at the moment, mate, he's on the meatball clock, so he might be sitting down the pit lane for the rest of this race. I think he's got no fast repair left.
No, it looks like it. Well, let's see.
Oh, no. I don't think he did come back. Yeah, he has come back. He's
Oh,
taken
wow.
tyres, so he has used that fast repair. That's why you can just see the... You saw the pit crew there? Just quickly
Wow.
slap the engine in. Yep.
Pretty impressive. I thought he'd used it, but there we go. 13 on the lead lap then in that case. When nobody is close enough to get the laps back here from this point. James Burns is up to 14th though. Although seems to have disconnected, so maybe he's out of it at the moment as well. But anyway, 25 to go at the end of this one. When we go back green flag racing, Gill is on the inside again. Compton this time on the outside, but Cook also on the inside. Albright on the outside. So the 4 race leaders from tonight, I believe, are indeed again at the front of the field. Kevin Nerrat, Jackson Pole there as well. And Hal Peoples, who needs to get through the field here to try and preserve this points lead, is starting on the 4th row on this restart here. Gill can't wait to get going again. The pace truck pulls in and he was inside of it there.
Yeah.
Out again they go though. Compton on the outside line. He is going to try and get that rear right on the light brown stuff up there. Albright does it very nicely in Stone 1, but look at Gill getting some... Oh, and he does the side job straight in front of Compton, and that's how you keep a race lead. Logan Gill from the front this time manages to keep the lead.
Can he get down in the inside apron? That's where Jim was talking about, getting some traction in there. Getting some dirt, actually, that you need. You don't want complete traction, no doubt. You want to let that momentum of the car slide around, otherwise you're not going to make the turn in time, and you're going to have to start using the downshifts or the brakes, and you don't want to be using the brakes. You just want to chuck it around and keep the momentum going.
Now Gill's got the real rhythm at the moment at the front on this restart here. Compton a bit high. He's going to get away with that just about. Gill was ending up a bit high there, and he slides off of 2 as well pretty hard. So here comes Compton. Oh, and caution comes out.
Oh,
Peoples,
no.
wow. Peoples in the fence. So he's outside the top 10 now with his main championship rival leading this race. It could be a crucial night for the points championship.
I think it will be. He's trying to make his way back up to the field, isn't it? So I'm sure he'll be chucking it in. And
He's up high
slides
into
in.
pole.
Yep.
Well, he was alongside for a long time there, Pole, and Peoples just didn't give him the room, unfortunately. Spins himself around. Here it is. He just goes steaming in, really. You know, he doesn't hold the side, does he, really? The car just pushes on up the hill and straight into Jackson Pole there.
It had grip there.
And he's lucky not to get collected.
Too much grip in the middle there. That's the problem, isn't it? It just doesn't slide at that point because it's got traction. And of course, you've got now where to go. Was Russo said that he was coming into pit lane? What's up with that? Have you seen what I'm seeing on the telemetry? It says that John Russo's in the pit lane. But he's not in the pit lane.
Well, this is not live.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Oops.
There he is.
My bad.
Peoples also in pit lane, as you'd expect. Taking quite a long stop. James Burns as well, though he's not on the lead lap. But Russo and Peoples are. Peoples needs to be careful. He doesn't drop a lap here. Needs to make sure he gets out in front of the pace car. Pace truck as it is. And there he goes. Just getting out in front. But he's got a lot of work to do and only less than 20 laps to do it.
Jackson learned that from Lightning McQueen out there. Jane, turn right and then go left. Have you seen the Cars movie, at least? You are?
A very long time ago.
Okay, well, you have seen it. All right, so you will get that reference.
I can't say I really remember to reference anything relevant. But I seem to remember, yeah.
There we go. So I have one movie you've seen. That's good.
There were multiple, weren't there? There was like 4.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's like that. Does that count as 4 or or 3 or whatever? It's the same thing, really, isn't it? But anyway.
Yeah, remember the one where they had the French Formula 1 driver that was in there and just sipping on a coffee as he was leading the races?
No, I don't.
You do remember the pit crew, right? The Italians who loved Ferrari and they
somewhat,
zipped the tyres up pretty quickly. Yeah, they're like, Ferrari. Speaking of Ferrari, have you seen Ferrari's rear wing flipper?
No.
In the testing, it actually rotates upside down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they tested it the other day, and people were like, "Oh, what?" And very interesting.
Green flag, green flag.
Let's go racing.
Meantime, 18 to go here from Bristol, and this is a better restart from Compton, but Gill did the slide job on him last time. Can he do it again? Oh, Compton's made a mistake. He's up in the fence, and Gill's going to get the easy lead. Albright slides massively, and oh no, he's going to get into the middle of the field here if he's not careful. Pole's on the outside, wall riding. Albright does get into the field, and he gets into Joshua Wise and all sorts here. Albright with one of his first mistakes of the day, spins with less than 20 to go.
As you saw it, kind of the end of the pitches there, that's where he tries to catch it. It's on the inside, but then, as he puts the power down, doesn't it? The rear end goes out.
It's him. He's just not going in with the same speed as Wise expecting, and piling in there is Russo, I think that is. Yeah, it is John Russo again.
Yep.
In the 59 who piles in. So that causes yet another caution here. I do wonder whether we're going to get some green-white checkers here tonight.
Quite possibly. There. Nowhere for Wise to go anyway because it was out of control. That's the hard hit, isn't it, from Russo, I think as you said. Yeah, Russo, who has to come in pit road. He is in pit road right now. Probably have to use that fast repair. And here it is, so nowhere to go.
Hard hit. Yeah. Logan Gill has retained the lead now on the low side for the last few restarts. I do wonder whether it's starting to change now, where the high side initially, well, for a few restarts, there was the absolute sort of, and he did clip Albright pretty hard there, Keezer, which could give the 88 some damage. But, yeah, I wonder whether that's starting to change a little bit. Like, it's a bit more even now between the low side and the high side, because there was a time a few restarts ago when the outside would win every single time, but that's not happening anymore.
Hopefully 14 or so laps to go, 14 or 13, depending when the pacer truck comes in. We'll find out that answer to that question.
Indeed. There's less drivers now still in the race, by the way. There should only be 13-14. Quite a lot retiring in the final third of this race, so you'd hope that would keep things a little bit cleaner. We can have a little bit of a run to the end here. I want to see a battle between these guys from the front, but we'll see whether we really get a long run to the end. It's been difficult to keep these cars pointing the right direction.
Hope everybody's enjoying. Once again, make sure you are subscribed. If you're not, please do. And definitely if you're enjoying this fantastic racing tonight, a bit of dirt track racing, and hit that thumbs up there. See if Logan Gill's going to hold off Compton here for the win, or can Jackson Pole, who's got the fan favourite out there in the chat there, can Jackson Pole come up here and steal this one away from the other drivers?
Yeah, family support, as always, for Jackson. At 13 to go when we go back green flag racing here tonight. Compton there just in front of us in the sixth truck is potentially got that, and that's a better restart there. Nose in front by the line, but that has happened before. Here we go into turn one again. Can Compton get a better run this time than last? Because last time he was in the fence. This time he's still alongside Gill. Oh, and he's flying down the backstretch into the lead. Brad Compton, he takes this race lead. Yeah. Chaser McCook is trying to follow through, but Gill's not done yet on the low side.
Whoa.
Wow, LeGrave, look where he's come from. Goodness me. 17 truck.
Oh, we get leaned on there. But, they're around.
Oh, and he hits Pole. They've both gone around on the backstretch. No. Oh my goodness. Jackson Pole drops to the back, and LeGrave, after recovering so many places, appearing out of nowhere, is going to drop to the back again as well.
There's definitely no airflow coming in for radiators now. Bang! There it is.
Nerat and Peoples the one who really gained that. Kevin Narrett's now fourth. Now Peoples fifth.
That's you never out in this one, especially if you get a couple of green-white checkers. Oh, yeah, it just snapped on him, didn't it? It turned straight into the 52 and took out
by the way,
Pole.
Jason McCook was second, so Gill's gone from leading these last few restarts to not even on the front row for the next one. Pole just comes off the high side as as the Graves trying to catch something on the low side, and they just meet in the middle there, unfortunately.
And that's put Paul down to pit road as well. There he goes.
Expertly done.
Oh, well, the crew's used to
Amazed
it tonight,
they
aren't
service him like that.
Yeah, the crew's used to it. Now, just to let everybody know too, the drivers themselves will see their pit crew. They'll have the lollipop person there. You look at the full yank onto the right of the steering wheel because he needs to get it out of there. They will see their pit crew come out and change the tyres and all that sort of stuff. We, unfortunately, in spectator mode, and iRacing doesn't show it, which is probably good for not killing my computer if when you see like 40 cars coming down pit road all at once and then have all the pit crew. Be a bit of a nightmare.
Well, it would be nice to see them, of course, but yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, at least give us the option, perhaps. You know, if it's too heavy on the graphics, then you can turn it off.
Yeah,
the option to turn it off.
I think they'd fear that it'd be almost too heavy for everybody, and so it's almost not worth putting in.
Yeah, that's true. They might have tested it and said, "No, we can't. We can't even on a supercomputer that we got in a Google data center. Probably doesn't even do it."
It looks, it's probably too strenuous.
Well, an 8 or 7 lap shootout.
I think.
Yeah.
But, are we going to get ready through all those laps without a caution? It's going to be difficult. Still 15 minutes left on the timer, by the way. We've got plenty of time left to finish this race, even if we need all the green-white checkers. But if you remember, by the way, back to 7 days ago, we ended the Gateway race under caution. So... are we going to see it for 2 weeks in a row? Surely not here. Surely we're going to get a run to the end. But let's wait and see. Brad Compton this time is going to be on the front. And Chaser McCook, who spent a long time being yo-yo in this race, up and down the field again and again and again, has got a big chance to come through and win this race and maybe reinsert himself into the championship conversation with Hal Pipples and Logan Gill. He started the day 61 points behind Pipples at the top end of this championship, so he is not that far away.
Green flag.
If indeed he wins here tonight. Back to green again, here from Bristol, and they squirm under the power. There's contact in the background. What about Compton on the inside here? It looks like they're finally getting a bit of joy. Compton up into McCook there, and Gill gets alongside McCook now. Into 3 and 4. They're 3 wide almost for this race lead.
Hear about Kevin in the background too. He's going to be watching this one, but they're certainly going for it. Compton staying up to the higher side. If he gets that traction down, they might not be able to catch him if he can glide that car around. Logan Gill's going to be chucking this thing around too for now, trying to keep up at the moment, but McCook up at the P2.
Gill there. And in the fence. McCook just going a little bit over the cushion there and into the fence. 5 to go now. Compton leading this race from Bristol. Gill on the outside of McCook here, trying to find a gap, but he's not going to find it up there. These guys chasing Compton desperately. He's getting away from these two at the moment. They're hitting the wall again and again.
I think they're trying absolutely desperately to get some great exit speed, aren't they, to try to catch Brad up the road. But it's not quite working for them too much. Scrubbing too much speed, dropping down on the inside too much. And whereas you see Compton's just hugging the wall.
Look at that rhythm he's in as well.
See, just keeping the rear tyre just out in the dirt, so that gives him the momentum coming out of the corner.
Absolutely fantastic driving from Compton. There's 3 to go. Gill is pushing harder and harder, trying to get second away from McCook, because even if he doesn't go on and win here, McCook would at least be taking points from Gill, who might be the new championship leader. With Pipples in 6th. Oh, there's contact so nearly. These two make contact in the opening laps of the race, which sent McCook down to the back of the field. Gill very nearly did it again there with 2 to go.
Got to hold on. Kevin Rat and Jackson Pole just further in the background there, but they've all spread out.
Can he get to the white flag? If he can, this race is official.
Yes.
And he can. 1 lap to go from Bristol in the dirt. And Brad Compton is surely on his way to a race victory here tonight. What a great result it would be for him. His 2nd race victory of the season. And it's on the dirt in Bristol. Brad Compton wins here tonight in the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series on the dirt. What a performance. What a last run that was in the last 7 laps. An absolute execution of how to control this race from the front. And he wins after 150 laps at Bristol.
Brilliant driving there, absolutely. Got it mastered when it mattered right towards the end. Flawless drive to the flag. Which is exactly what he needed. So he didn't have to worry too much about the very fast and McCook and Gill that were trying to hunt him down. But those two were battling each other enough that I think it gave him the breathing space.
But, I think even if they weren't, the rhythm that Compton was in the last 7 laps there was absolutely mesmerising. He just could not do anything wrong there. He was, nearly on the wall, but, not quite. And, dipping down. Look at that. He's doing it now as he's celebrating now as well. This really narrow line seemed to really suit him on this particular run. And it just so happened that it was this particular run that ended the race.
Absolutely. Race results.
Brad Compton who takes the race victory. 54 laps led, so Gill will get the F5 bonuses for leading the most, but Jason McCook ends up finishing in front of Gill, probably staying around the same amount of points behind him, although that is only about 36 at the start of the day. We'll see whether Peoples loses his championship lead with 7th. Kevin Nerat, Jackson Paul and Jackson Albright were all in front of him. Brady LeGrave, Jay LeGrave and Ryan Keyser round out the top 10. Joshua Wise, the last driver to finish on the lead lap. I think John Russo maybe towed on the last lap or something. He dropped to 12. Brandon Biggs ended up 4 laps down after doing the first 120 odd laps without stopping in that race somehow. 7 laps down for James Burns, and then the retirements in the end were Wesley Beasley, Jason Trockey, Derek Skladel, Bill Bondsma, Michael Cole and Sean LeGrave. Dave Stinson and Thomas McLaughlin never started this race tonight. Let's work our way the wrong way up the podium, shall we? Brad Compton's just popped himself in just in time. So let's chat to our race winner tonight from Bristol, shall we? Brad, welcome in. Congrats on a win tonight on the dirt from Bristol. Those last 7 laps from yourself looked absolutely fantastic in as far as executing a restart from the front and also nailing that line right between the wall and the sort of lighter brown dirt, if you like, up towards the top of the racetrack. Tell us about those last 7 laps and how you were feeling out there.
I was so happy that went green. I knew I had the fastest truck. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but every single time I would take the lead, I would just pull away from everybody. I just had to get in my rhythm. But that was so much fun. It's just a shame we couldn't have got some more green flag racing, but it's a tough track, and it's kind of like from all the way from practice to qualifying, the inside groove just got burnt right off. So as soon as you would try to go down there, you probably saw it on every single restart all night long, that the bottom lane just wasn't fair because it's so slick on the bottom. The top lane was definitely dominant.
Yeah, it certainly was at the end there. Talk us through the first sort of 140 laps of this race, because I've got to say, you mentioned there that you had the truck underneath you to do this all night, but actually you were one of 4, I would say, that sort of showed that over the course of tonight, over the course of the first 140 laps. What were those like when you were sort of having your rhythm broken up so often by these cautions?
It was tough. It was very, very tough, especially not being able to choose. Like myself, I probably would have chose the top every single time because it seemed like to me I just couldn't fire on the bottom. It was such a hard deal trying to go ahead and get into turn 1, and I didn't really want to slide up into anybody and ruin somebody else's race. And I'm glad to see the top 4, the exact 4 that should have been up there. The 88, I don't know exactly where he finished, but he was another one that was in contention too.
Yeah, it was a good run between the 4 of you, exchanging the lead all the time. But congrats on leading more than a third of the laps tonight at Bristol, and of course the most important laps, the final ones. Thanks for chatting to us at the end of tonight, Brad, and congrats on the win.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night.
Thanks very much. That's Brad Compton, who wins tonight from Bristol on the dirt, in front of the pole sitter, eventual second place finisher, Jason McCook. Jason, welcome in. Congrats on a second place finish tonight. Are you a little bit disappointed you weren't able to get to victory lane in the end after taking the pole and leading for quite a lot early on before your spin, or are you pleased to have just recovered to second?
Well, I was really hunting the win tonight. Tonight's my birthday, and I was really hoping to come out with a birthday win tonight. But I didn't have enough for Brad at the end. I got into some mess a little early on in the race. That kind of startled me, upset me a little bit. But I charged my way back up to the front, and which is where I knew I needed to be. I was without my fast repair, so I was a little nervous throughout the race. I was trying to take it easy and stay up front, out of the wrecks, to maintain the truck, to make it to the inside, have a shot at it. And I thought I maybe did right there, that last restart, that last 5-lap run we had. But like I said, I didn't have enough to catch up to Brad. So hats off to him. Good win. He drove that thing good.
It was certainly a big gap by the end of those 7 laps. Just in terms of the point scenario now, and I know you've missed a round so far this season, but obviously that has sort of been wiped away, if you like, because of the point system. Are we going to be seeing you at the last 3 rounds of this championship to sort of get a shot at the championship alongside the likes of Logan and Howard and maybe some others as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping for a good finish next week at Talladega in the trucks. The big thing is it's a points game here, so it's all about consistency. I've stayed pretty consistent in my truck finishes. All in all, I've pretty much had a top 5 finish almost every run so far, except for the race I had to miss out on. I had to miss out on Charlotte, which is a little bit of a bummer. It's one of my favorite tracks, but life gets in the way. You got to take care of things. But absolutely, you're going to be seeing me all the way through to the end of the season, see if I can get a run at it.
Well, we look forward to it. I think you'll be about 30, 40 points or something off the lead, maybe a bit more at the end of tonight. So we look forward to the next 3 weeks. But for now, Jason, congrats on a second place run tonight. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Jason McCook, second tonight from Bristol, in front of Logan Gill, who led a lot of laps tonight. In fact, the most of anybody, but finishes in 3rd place. Logan, welcome in. Congrats on a 3rd place finish for yourself tonight. Leading a lot of laps, though. 57 laps led tonight. Just not the important ones right at the very end. How are you reflecting on... Oh, okay. Logan's just left. I'm not entirely sure what's going on at the moment, whether he can hear us. Hello, Logan. Can you hear us?
Yep. Oh. We got an intro.
Sorry, guys. I had a little bit internet problem right there.
Yep.
There we go. Sorry, I didn't know what was going on, but we can hear you now. Third place after leading 57 laps tonight. How are you going to reflect on tonight's result?
I feel pretty good with it. I kind of screwed it up at the end there. I think maybe would have got P2, maybe. I just kept walling it every lap. But overall, I'm pretty happy with P3. It's my first time really running NASCAR on dirt ever, so I'm not mad at it.
You will have gained some points on Howard as well, although lost a few to Jason McCook, not many. But it's close between the 3 of you for the championship now. I'd probably say it's a 3-horse race with 3 weeks to go, but it's very unpredictable the next 3 weeks. Talladega, Lime Rock Park and Las Vegas to end the season. How are you feeling about that sort of 3-horse race going into the last 3 very different rounds of this championship?
Well, it would be pretty fun, but Talladega will be my last race in the truck series. So
right.
It'll be a 2-horse race.
Okay. I didn't suspect that might be a problem, but there we go. So anyway, well, hopefully you'll run well at Talladega. Is it? Are you going to tell me it's all going to be down to luck next week at Talladega, or are you saying you're going to have a good run there as well?
We're gonna have a great run. I plan at least get top 3 at the end. We have a good group of trucks coming with us, so we'll be in the front.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you there next week. But for now, Logan, congrats on a 3rd place finish tonight, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Logan Gill, 3rd place here tonight from Bristol. And it seems maybe reducing us to a 2-horse race in the championship, but we'll see. There'll be many more twists and turns, I'm sure, up ahead for us here in this truck series. Well, I've got to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed that tonight, Biggles. Yeah. It was an exploration on the dirt for us, and we're probably not down with the terminology and whatever just yet. And but I did like what I saw tonight in terms of the entertainment value with this 4th last round of the championship.
Yeah, we'll get there. But of course, it's the first time for the Bristol Dirt, but it was absolutely fun for the drivers. I hope they all enjoy themselves. I know in the chat there, a couple of drivers going, "Look, I can't do it around here," but at least they got in there and gave it a shot. Of course, it's always going to be important in the championship standings and stuff like that as well too. But once again, I sincerely hope everybody had a lot of fun out there tonight. Obviously, a big congratulations to Brad Compton for racking up that nice win.
Indeed. And we'll see if he can back that up again in 1 week's time at Talladega, although that is going to be a tall order. It's going to be very, very unpredictable indeed. Congratulations again, though, to Brad Compton, who wins on the dirt here tonight at Bristol in the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series. This series returns from Talladega in 7 days' time, of course, but on Motorbike Broadcasting, we're also here on Sunday nights from now. The Xfinity Series, which has a significantly longer time to go, by the way, in the championship. Still half the season left there, by the way, 7 rounds, so make sure he joins again on Sunday from Dover. The Monster Mile is going to be the next round of our championship there. So make sure he joins on Sunday night on Motormouth Broadcasting. We'll be there as always here for Oakhouse Racing once again. I've been Ian O'Leary alongside Dave Biggles in the commentary box for this broadcast here tonight. Until we see you either on Sunday at Dover or here next week at Talladega, it's goodbye for now.